G'day. In this video, we'll be continuing on from our last lesson, last video, which is looking at finding angles in transversals and parallel lines. Now, we've gone through three angles in parallel lines, the alternate angle, the corresponding angle, and the co-interior angles. And we've applied it to A, B, and C. What we'll be looking at now is examples D, E, and F, and a little refresher on some angle properties that have already been discussed in 7A. So let's have a look at D. We have T and 96 degrees. Now you may note that we have a pair of parallel lines, but this parallel line here doesn't have any angles around it. Therefore, we can essentially, if you want, ignore it. And so we're really only looking at this one line here and this line here. So this may look like a parallel line problem, but it actually might be another angle property that we've learned before. So a little refresher, let's go back to 7A, the work we covered last week, and we'll have a hunt through and see if there's anything that, here we go, finding angles using angle properties. Now these ones don't use parallel lines, but we must know these very, very well for us to go well in geometry. So we've got complementary, they sum to 90 degrees. If you've got a right angle, then the angles on the inside must be 90 degrees. Supplementary, if you have a nice straight line here, then any angles in between have to sum up to 180, so 41 plus something has to equal 180. You've got revolution, so if you do a full spin from one line and go all the way around to the other, you do a 360, much like what you do on a snowboard, not that I can do one. Then you have vertically opposite. That means if you've got one angle here, it's equal to one angle here for any crossed straight line. So we've got to bear these in mind, and you can go back to your notes to help you complete these. So let's look at this one here. Well, we're reminded of vertically opposite, right? That's basically vertically opposite. So what we write here is we go T is 96 degrees, and what's our reason? Because they're vertically opposite. So we've done D now. Let's have a look at E. Yet again, you note that then they don't care about this parallel line at all because they don't have any angles over here. If they don't have any angles over here, it's essentially like it doesn't matter that they've given you this parallel line. So we can essentially cross it out. And it makes it a bit clearer now what we need to do. Do you see this nice straight line here? Well, that reminds me of the supplementary rule. If you have a straight line, then you know that the angles going from here all the way to there has to equal 180 degrees. So here to there has to equal 180 degrees. So W plus 126 degrees has to equal 180 degrees. What could that angle be? Well, you could either guess it or estimate it, or take 126 from both sides and you get W is equal to 54 degrees. Now I like to write the final answer on the diagram myself. Makes life a little bit easier. So we're on to F now. Oh, we meant to say the reason. So our reason is supplementary. We're on to F now, and we've got a pair of parallel lines, but you also note that you are given an angle for each line, each parallel line. Therefore, it does seem to matter that it's a parallel line question, unlike this one and this one where we eliminated them. So let's go up to our properties and see which one it matches. Is there a Z or a Harry Potter lightning bolt? No. Is there an F that we can see? Well, we've got this one here, and that would match up with that one, wouldn't it? So that doesn't work. And this one here matches up with this one here, so we can't use that. Co-interior, we see our C here. So this is a co-interior angle. So what we do is we draw our C in, and we are now going to go, okay, well we know a co-interior angle has to sum to 180 degrees. So we've got 64 plus Q is equal to 180. You take 64 degrees from both sides, and now we are left with Q is equal to, and then we go 180 minus 64, which will be 116 degrees. So this is the end of the video for example 7B part 1. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.